Hello, geometry class. We're going to be doing something a bit different today. With last class, we finished up everything that we're going to be talking about with triangles. All right, triangles are done. All right, so we've already learned all of the trigonometric ratios: sine, cosine, tangent. We talked about how to find the area. We talked about the law of cosines, law of sines. All right, we've learned so much about triangles. Now, you can't forget that because on our final exam, we will be covering everything about triangles as well. But for now, you can rest your mind from triangles. We're going to be talking about something different for the next few lessons. Instead of triangles, we're going to be talking about circles. All right? So we'll be talking about circles a lot. And today's lesson is going to be just vocabulary, all right? We are going to learn a lot of new words, and you have to understand all these words because these words are going to be used in our rules and theorems and everything that we learn about circles. You're going to have to first, in order to understand those, you need to understand the words that we are going to be using. Now, most of these words, or at least some of the words, will be review. Like, what is a circle? Radius, diameter. Those are things that you should have learned before, but we're going to review them right now. And we're going to talk about what they look like and where they are on a circle. All right? So, the way I'm going to do this is first, I'm just going to go through all the words. I'm going to write their definitions down. All right? I'm going to write all the definitions down first, and then I'll draw some pictures and explain them, all right? But I don't want to do it one by one. I'm going to write all the definitions and then we'll talk about it, okay? So, first of all, a circle. What is a circle? Okay, well, a circle is the set, which means a group, all right? A group of all points, that are equidistant or equidistant, I can't type, from a given point. All right. So all of the points that are equidistant. Now remember, equidistant means equal distance. All right. So all of the points that are the same distance from another point, that is called a circle. All right. So we'll talk about that more in just a moment. All right. So again, we're going to write another definition. The center. All right. The center is the given point used to create a circle. All right. So we first give a point, and then we're going to use that point to make the circle. That is the center. All right. Next, the radius. What is a radius? All right. A radius is just a line segment. And it's a special kind of line segment. It's a line segment whose endpoints are the center and any point on the circle. All right. So remember, a segment is just a line that goes between 2 points and then it stops. All right. So a radius, one of the endpoints is the center, and the other endpoint is any point that is on the circle. All right. So we'll talk about that more in a moment. Next, a chord. Now, this might be a word that you don't know. All right. What is a chord? It is a segment whose endpoints are on the circle. All right. And we'll talk about that more in just a moment. A diameter is a special kind of chord. All right. So a diameter is a chord. So it's a segment whose endpoints are on the circle, and it goes through. So it's a chord that goes through the center of the circle. All right. So that's a diameter. All right. Next we have a secant. All right. A secant is kind of like a chord, except it's a line, not a segment. So we say it's a line that intersects the circle at 2 points. All right. So if it goes through the circle at 2 points, we call it a secant. All right. Next, we have a tangent, and that's kind of like a secant, but it's a little bit different because it's a line that intersects the circle at only 1 point. Okay? So that's what a tangent is. And I'm going to draw pictures of these in just a moment. I'm just writing the definitions down first. We'll talk about it soon. All right? A point of tangency, the point of tangency is the point where a tangent intersects the circle. All right? So we just said the tangent is a line that intersects the circle at 1 point. Well, the point of tangency is the point where that tangent intersects the circle. All right, we have a few more words. All right, just 3 more. What are tangent circles? All right, tangent circles are circles that intersect at only 1 point. All right. Then concentric circles. What are concentric circles? Concentric circles are circles that have the same center. All right. So if you have 2 circles that have the same center, they are concentric circles. All right. And then finally, we have common tangent. All right. Common tangent. So what is a common tangent? It's a tangent line. Or actually, I should write it's a line that is tangent to 2 or more circles. All right. There we go. Those are all the words we need to know. Those are all the definitions. So you can please write all of these definitions down in your notebook. All right, write them down. All right, you can pause the video and make sure that you see all of these. All right, write them down because I will probably put definitions on the exam. All right, and on the quizzes. All right, so now let's talk about what these all mean. Let's start with circle. So we're going to draw a circle here. All right, so I can draw a circle. Here we go. Here's a circle. All right, we have a circle here. All right, now I'm going to draw. So what is this, though? How do we make a circle? Well, the way we make a circle is that you start with just 1 point. All right, this point, of course, is called the center. All right, and the circle is all points that are the same distance from the center. All right, so maybe the distance from the center to here, let's say it's 5 centimeters. All right, well, that means the distance from here to here is 5 centimeters. And all points that are 5 centimeters from this center are all going to be on the circle. And so it ends up making this kind of shape that we all know, this circle. All right, but remember, the way we make a circle, the definition of a circle is it's all of the points that are equidistant, which means they are the same distance from a given point, which is called the center. All right, so this is the center. All right, next, let's talk about radius. All right, what is a radius? Well, a radius is a line segment whose endpoints are the center and any point on the circle. So right now in blue, I'm going to draw a radius. How do we do it? Well, the endpoints have to be the center. So it needs to start at the center and it has to end at any point on the circle. Any point. All right? So it could go to here, or it could go to here, or it could go to here. Any point that is on the circle. So let's go right here. Boom. So now this blue line is a radius. All right. So I'm going to real quickly, let me write it down. So this line right here, I'll put a little arrow to it. This line is a radius. It's hard for me to draw. Right. Radius. Okay. All right, so we have a radius, all right, because it goes from the center to the circle. So if you have a segment that goes from the center to the circle, that's called a radius, all right? Next, a chord. All right, what is a chord? Well, it's a segment, so we're going to draw another segment, all right? So let me get a line ready. All right, I'm going to make this one yellow, all right, or orange, or whatever color that is. All right, and the endpoints, all right, it's got two endpoints. The endpoints are both on the circle, all right? So this one, the radius, one of the endpoints is on the circle, but the other endpoint is the center. But a chord, both endpoints are on the circle. So for example, I can pick a point right here, okay? That's on the circle. And then I could go to right here. This is on the circle. Boom. All right, so this right here, this yellow line is a chord. All right, so I'm going to write that down. Yellow. All right, so this thing right here is called a chord. C-H-O-R-D. All right, that's a chord. All right. So we have a radius, which goes from the center to the circle, and we have a chord, which goes from the circle to another point on the circle. Now the chord can go anywhere. I could draw a chord from here to here. I could draw a chord from here to here, or from here to here. All right, any 2 points that are on the circle. There are many different chords that you could draw. All right, but there is one special kind of chord that we're going to talk about right now. All right, I'll draw it in green. If I draw a chord, so I start on the circle, boom, and I want to go, oh, I thought I was doing a line. It's not a line. Here, let me go to line. All right, if I start on the circle, let's say I'll start right here. Boom, starting on the circle. And I want to draw a chord. All right, here's a chord, but it says here the diameter is a chord that goes through the center. Oh, so I want to go through the center. So I start here and I go through the center. And then I go to the other side of the circle and stop. Okay. So this right here, this green line is a diameter because it is a chord. It goes from one side of the circle to the other side of the circle, just like this chord does. But it's a special chord because it goes through the center. So we call this a diameter. All right, this is called, I'll write it here, D-I-A-M-E-T-E-R. Diameter. All right, it's kind of ugly. I'm sorry. But so this green line is a diameter. All right, the blue line is the radius, the green line is a diameter, and the yellow line is a chord. All right, next. All right, the next thing we're going to do is something called a secant. Now, a secant is very similar to a chord. In fact, a chord is a part, basically a part of a secant, all right? Because what is a secant? Let me pick another color. We're running out of colors. I'll do black here, all right? Actually, I want to do a line. So here, let's go black. All right, what is a secant? Well, a secant is just a line that intersects a circle at 2 points. So it does not have, this is a line, not a line segment, right? All right, so it goes on forever. These are line segments. This is a line, all right? So it's a little bit different. And the point is that the secant will intersect the circle at 2 points. Here it intersects, and here it intersects. All right. So because this intersects at 2 points, this is called a secant. All right. Secant. All right. Secant. All right. Got that? All right. We have one more thing, one more kind of line that we're going to do on this circle, and it's called a tangent. All right. So I'm going to do this one in black too. All right. This one's also going to be in black. Now, what is a tangent? All right. A tangent is kind of like a secant, but a secant intersects at 2 points. A tangent will only intersect at 1 point. So it will just touch at 1 point. So it will look something like this. It will come very close to it. Like that. Boom. All right. Now, if we zoomed up very close, you can't, it kind of looks like it goes along here, but if you zoom up very close, you'll see that it actually only touches at 1 point. All right. All right. It only touches at 1 point here. So I'll mark that intersection down. All right. So this line, and this is a line, not a line segment, so it goes on forever. All right. This line is called a tangent. Tangent. It's kind of like, it's the same word that we were using in our triangles, the tangent ratio. All right, same word. And there's a reason that it's the same word, but we're not going to go into that. All right, so don't worry about it. All right, so this is the tangent, all right, of the circle. It's a tangent of the circle because it touches the circle at 1 point. The secant touches at 2 points. Tangent touches at 1 point. And this 1 point right here, this 1 point has a special name. It is called the point of tangency. All right, so we're going to write that down too. This is the point of tangency. Okay. All right, so this is a drawing of all of these words. The circle, the center, the radius, chord, a diameter, the secant, a tangent, and the point of tangency. All right? You need to know how to identify. Tonight in your homework, you're basically just going to look at pictures of circles, and you're going to have, and they'll have these lines drawn out. You have to tell which one, which is the secant, which is the tangent, which is the diameter, and so on. All right, now there's 3 more words down here, so we're going to go through those very quickly. All right, I'm going to switch to ellipse. All right, and we're going to draw tangent circles. Now, what are tangent circles? They are circles that intersect at only 1 point. All right, so let's draw 2 circles. All right, here's a circle. All right, and then I'm going to switch to a different color. Let's do blue. Oh, well, now let's switch to red. All right, so there's 1 circle, and now here's another circle. Oh, it's kind of hard. Hold on. Let me do that again. Ellipse. How do I get this to... Oh, it keeps going away. It's hard for me to draw like this. Alright, maybe if I start in here. Boing. Is that going to work? Yes. Okay, there we go. Okay, so... Boom. Another circle. Alright, so we have 2 circles. And you see that these 2 circles touch each other at 1 point. All right. This point right here is where they intersect. All right. They only intersect at 1 point. All right. Because these 2 circles intersect at 1 point, we say that they are tangent circles. All right. They are tangent circles. And we can see that they're tangent, all right, if I draw a line here. All right, let's draw a line. Let me make it green. All right, if I draw a line right here, this line, and this is a line, not a line segment, so I need to put arrows on the end of it. All right, so line like that. All right, this line is called the common tangent. All right. All right, common tangent. All right, that's this last word here. So we have tangent circles because they touch at one point and they have a common tangent. This one line touches each of these circles at one point, so it's called the common tangent. All right, and one other thing that we want to talk about, one other thing that we're going to draw real quickly is the concentric circles, and that is two circles that have the same center. All right, so let me draw that. All right, let's draw one circle here. All right, here's a circle. All right, and then let's draw one more circle. Change the color here. Oh, actually, it's going to change that color. Hold on. All right, let's draw another circle. I'll draw it with this color. I'll make it maybe like this. Oh no, I'm going to run out. I can't do it here. I ran out of space. Hold on. Boom. Boom. Let's start here and let's go down. Right there. Okay, so it's kind of hard to do. It's not exactly right. Maybe I need to start over farther. It's a little bit hard to draw. Okay, that's pretty good. That's good. Okay, good. All right, so here we have two circles, all right, and both of them have the same center, all right? All right, so the center of this circle is right here, and the center of this circle is right here. So they both have the same center, so we call them concentric. These are concentric circles, all right? All right, so those are drawings of all of the words that you need to know. So we're going to just jump down now to all right, the practice, and we're just going to do number 1 through 6 today. All right, and this is going to be similar to your homework. Now you need to remember how to name line segments and lines. Please, we started this at the very beginning of the year. That was like the first thing we did. All right, so the first question here says we need to name 2 radii. Now be careful. This word, R-A-D-I-I, that is just the plural of radius, all right? Okay, so these are the same thing, all right? Radius is 1, radii is 2. So 1 radius, 2 radii. It's kind of similar to 1 mouse, 2 mice, all right? 1 radius, 2 radii, all right? So it is asking us to name 2 radii. We need to find 2 radii, all right? So what is a radii? Well, it's a line segment that goes from the center to the circle, right? So let's look here. Oh, look, A is the center, and here's a line segment that goes to the circle. So AB. So we can say AB is a radii, and you put the line segment on top. All right, remember? That's how we name a line segment. This is line segment AB. All right, but it wants 2, so we need to find another one. Well, we start at A, and we can also go to D, right? AD is a radii. All right, so there, we did it. We named 2. We could also name a 3. There's AF is also one, but we only need to do 2, so we're done. All right, AB and AD. Let me mark that down. AB and AD are 2 radii. Next, number 2, we need to find a chord. All right, I'm going to use green for this one. What is a chord? Well, if you look back at our definitions, a chord is a line segment that goes from one part of the one point on the circle to another point on the circle. So there actually are a couple of chords here, a few chords, actually 3, but I'm going to pick this one. Look, if we start at E and we draw a line segment down to C, those are 2 points on the circle, so E to C is a chord. So we write a chord is line segment EC. All right, and that's it. That's what we need to write. All right. Next, we need to do a diameter. Now, remember, a diameter is a chord, so it's a line segment that goes from one point on a circle to another point, and it has to go through the center. All right, so I'm going to use blue for this one. All right, well, look here. If I start at F and I draw a line segment over to D, that goes through the center, A, right? It went through there. So F to D is a diameter, right? Or D to F, either way is fine. I'll write FD with a line segment on top because this is a line segment, all right? And that's how we do that. Okay? Next, we need to name a secant, all right? Ooh, what is a secant? A secant is a line, not a line segment. It's a line, so it goes on forever, all right? And it has to go through the circle. It has to intersect the circle at 2 points, all right? Well, look here. Here's a line, and it intersects the circle at 2 points. So this must be our secant, all right? I'll mark it in yellow. So look here. It goes through. It's a line, and it hits the circle here, and it hits the circle here. That's 2 points, all right? So that's DE, all right? And it's a line, not a line segment. So how do we write it? We have to put the double arrows on top like this. This is a line, all right? So we're done. All right, next, number 5. Number 5 asks us to find a tangent. What is a tangent? Well, we just wrote the definition. A tangent is a line that touches the circle or intersects the circle at only 1 point. All right, so I'm going to do this in red again. All right, so let's look here. Look at this line. It goes through, it only touches the circle at 1 point right there. All right, so this line right here is a tangent. All right, it only touches at 1 point. And what is the name of this line? Well, they didn't really give us a good name, but it has point B on it, so we're just going to call it line B, all right? All right, line B. All right, and then right here it says name the point of tangency. Well, this is the tangent line, and the point where it intersects is right here at B. So B is the point of tangency, and we're done. Those are all the answers to 1 through 6. That's all we need to know today. All right, so make sure you understand all those words. I'll give you an assignment to help you practice for homework. And that is all. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.